name is Akchay Karat.
Oh shit.
I'm a horror movie director and owner of visual effects.
Okay,
studio.
so
It's hot.
I got sent this via press release. I get press releases because we go to PAX and you get on the press list, so you get emails randomly. Usually not from big companies, usually the smaller companies, which I'm usually more interested in anyways.
Yeah.
This one just came in as I was making the show and trailer, and I think it's an interesting watch for discussion reasons. You'll find
To
out.
present our new game project, Dark Inside Me. A very unique
It's a good porno name.
The game is based on a dynamic scenario, and
He's got no shirt on under a leather jacket.
Well, he's immediately reminding me a little bit of like Dark Place, Garth Marenghi.
Yeah.
Oh god.
decisions and how they
Who
face
Garth Marenghi
situations.
views himself as.
Yeah.
The method the player uses
Like
to solve
Sanchez
puzzles
and
will
Garth
reflect the
Marenghi.
player's real characteristics.
Except
We
Silver.
hope you will want to be a part of the Dark Inside Me.
This is an Indiegogo campaign currently going right now. Just opened up.
That's a death cake.
So clearly we're looking at a horror game here.
Oh fuck. Play the triangle.
Point and play.
Interesting.
Now, being a game called The Dark Inside of Me, the insinuation through this trailer and in the stuff on the Indiegogo page is that you're the killer, you're the baddie. So that woman kidnapped, half naked, tied up would be your basement she's in, I think. I think that's all I can gather from it so far.
Kind of moonwalking there. Forwards.
Production quality skin suit made out of busty women.
Okay.
Production quality looks low, but it could also be demo purposes, right? We see a lot of Kickstarter stuff that looks like quality-wise. The pitch, though, like the reason I wanted to bring this up was because I was discussing it with the mods how how Darkness came out and the whole purpose of the game. We don't know what the
Darkness or hatred?
hatred.
Hatred.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We don't know what the whole purpose of.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing doesn't work anymore. Oh, here we go. Hey, come on. I'm twiddling
Is this Manhunt?
I need to
Yeah.
twiddle it.
Diddle
Right?
Deedly.
It said connected.
It said connected, but it's
Two
not.
fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fingers.
work it.
Fist it.
Use your whole palm.
Press the button.
I did.
Shake it.
I just wanted to bring up the Indiegogo page.
Two-handed.
Shake it.
Fuck it.
Just stroke it a little, like,
Rub one spot and then
Mash
and
it.
then
Just
up.
then jam the other spot.
push your hand really hard into it.
I'm not taking.
You
shit
gotta
from
blow
you,
in its
Ben.
neck first.
Really weird.
At least buy a dinner, Fraser.
All right, so the dark
Ship onto it.
inside. What's interesting is that he pitches it like. Let me bring up some Starship Amazing. It says stuff like unique psychological horror adventure game, blah blah
That's
blah.
a crazy name.
Multiple times says it has disturbing gore, sex, and intense violence scenes.
2D.5.
Wow.
A dynamic story, serious decisions, complete the
Hey, there's a boob.
Yeah.
madness and reality, thin line between madness and reality, love and hate, forgiveness and vengeance. I guess, like, I compare it, like, I thought it was interesting to compare to, like, something like Hatred, because in this, it looks like, and I might be wrong, but it looks like you're playing the killer, the psychopath who's going to kidnap women and kill them. And we've seen many movies in which that happens, and those have not been very, like, they've been socially accepted, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a difference between, like, playing a psychological thriller like this where you're the baddie versus playing something like Hatred where you're the baddie and it's not a psychological thriller, it's just a violent going out and killing everything?
Murder spree.
Is it worse or better if there's actually, like, some sort of
story involved?
psycho, reality is bent, whether it might be fantasy reality or not, kind of
At
thing?
least some sort of story.
It's an
I
interesting
don't-
discussion.
Or
but-
insight.
like video games or movies that are just
Well, yeah, Becky and I have
insanely
not ever
violent.
been fans of things like Saw or stuff
no.
like that.
I'm not into
But this
that.
looks like it
me-
could have a meaning or a story behind it.
Even though I love violence. I love violence and I
I know,
love
we
gore.
love-
Yeah.
There's something about
Club,
psychological,
it was different.
cerebral type of violence that
Yeah.
I'm.
The really fucked up shit.
I don't spurn it either. If people like that,
Well,
there's
that's
nothing
the
wrong
thing.
with fantasy that tickles you in a way that makes you scared or makes you not even necessarily do you have to be scared to enjoy it on a fantastical level. It could just make you bewildered or intrigued by disturbing imagery. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. But I am just interested in whether people perceive this the same way as hatred or better or worse in terms of this type of game.
It feels like there's, with hatred, like the whole premise is to go
Just
out and
kill.
just kill.
That's
yeah.
what I mean.
Okay,
Like,
so-
there's
But he
no-
has an element of survival. Like it seems like in hatred,
Is it?
he doesn't give a shit if he
Okay.
dies.
But he wakes up. Okay, yeah, I guess you can gather from that hospital scene that he didn't want to be there and they're forcing him to be there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you could also see it as he was brought into a hospital and he wakes up and for no reason kills the nurse. But
Yeah, who knows what's going on?
who knows what's going on,
We really
but-
don't.
I think it's an interesting concept though, playing as the baddie in games, and it's
Yeah.
something I do actually kind of want to see.
Yeah.
And discussion-wise, I'm just I think it's something people need to think about more and more
sure.
about the lines of fantasy versus
Yeah, to
reality,
see if
and
you
like
can actually like get into this role as a baddie, like a seriously twisted baddie, and be
Yeah.
fine with it.
yeah.
I don't like torture stuff like the evil within. I don't see the evil within as being
It's not torture.
torture stuff, though. It's a survival
Yeah.
type of game.
You die, like there's no visual of being tortured, it's just fear and survival.
Not for you personally.
Yeah.
Other people are kind of being tortured in evil within.
When I
a
say
bit.
torture stuff, I mean stuff that's explicit and prolonged.
Yeah.
Games that show explicit graphic gore or like horrible
gore?
situations, but they insinuate it or they allude to it, show glimpses of it in order to get the point across, but not in order to be gratuitous or what do you call that? Really involved with it, indulgent. That's fine when it gets into stuff that like spends prolonged periods with it. It's just like an uncomfortable sex scene in the room.
Yeah, that's true.
Sex scenes in movies I'm not uncomfortable with. When they spend for some reason a very, very long time
An
with it,
inordinate amount
I'm
of
like,
time compared to other.
how is
Focused
this
on a man's
moving?
ass thrusting.
How is this
Yeah.
moving the plot forward?
Yeah.
I only need to see a certain amount of it
Yeah.
to get the point.
If it serves a purpose.
It's the same thing that came up with the Metal Gear
Grand Theft Auto
Solid.
5 has both of those. Torture for a long time and seducing a stripper for a long time.
Well, it served a purpose in Grand Theft Auto, didn't it? Because in Grand Theft Auto, it seemed as though it purposefully wanted you to feel like... I think that it was the amount of time that's spent in there, specifically playing as Trevor too, that made me, the longer it went, the more uncomfortable it became, and I was like, why is this happening? I would like to think that Rockstar knows what they're
Knew what
doing
they-
there and knew that they
that
were
was.
making you very uncomfortable with it.
calculated amount of time.
It's always an interesting discussion, and I want to make it clear that I'm always on the side of any kind of media is completely fine, no matter what
As
tickles
long
your
as
fancy.
people aren't actually getting hurt.
Yeah,
If nobody's getting hurt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess media could be produced from real things. If people aren't getting hurt, any kind of fantastical fictional media is fine. Some people are fine with one thing or the other, but it is. Yeah, no snuff films. But it is interesting to. I just compare. Like, I'm still intrigued by the reaction to hatred by people when compared to other things like AAA games that are more commonplace and socially accepted and stuff. So that thing's an Indiegogo, though. If you're interested in that kind of what it looks like is a point-and-click adventure horror game where you are either the baddie or think you're the baddie or are trying not to be the baddie, or maybe
Or it might be a
want
take
to be
on
the baddie,
mental illness.
or maybe it's your
Could be
choice,
that
or maybe
too.
it's a take on mental illness. It looks interesting. Go check it out. It's called The Dark Inside Me, and the Darkness Inside Me, and the creator doesn't wear a shirt, and he wears it low with chest hair showing.
Dip.
Like,
That's an
yeah.
important point.
I want to back whatever that guy
Go
does.
check it out. All right, guys. We're back after this.